All right. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 22nd. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. We got a gap higher. Nice gap higher this morning. Yesterday, I had the gap lower right into this same zone. This morning, gap higher back into this 18K, 18100 daily pivot zone. Same area that we talked about yesterday. Exact same area. So it makes the main watch pretty simple for this morning. We want to see how is price going to be responding to this 18K, 18100 area. Yes, I'm treating this like a 100 point zone. It is a higher time frame zone. And basically, if buyers can end up showing acceptance above this 18100 area, we really want to see if they can reclaim that prior day high, which is just overhead now, in which case it would suggest that yesterday's action was a higher time frame spring, which would be a bit of a trap. So that's kind of the main thing that I'm interested in watching for this morning, whether or not buyers can show some acceptance pretty much up and through the prior day high and the overnight high. And when I say acceptance, I just mean sustainable action above that prior day high, not like a blip above or a little look above, right? And then a push back beneath, but an actual sustained move above. Then above that prior day high, you've got that big unfilled gap. So it should be a pretty interesting morning here. I believe we do have a 10 a.m. data print. Where are my notes? Here we go. Yeah, we got a 10 a.m. print. So let's see how we're looking off the open. Yesterday ended up being a no trade day for me personally. No trades taken yesterday. So about 90 seconds till the open. This quarter looking for more no trade days, Dom. Yeah, that's a good call. I love it. No trade day is something to be okay with. A lot of traders are uncomfortable. They think they're doing something wrong if they have a no trade day. There's nothing wrong with a no trade day. So locked in that I'm not taking subpar. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, that's what it's all about right there. Being okay with letting some of the lower quality setups just go. Just let them go. Let them go. No big deal. All right, NASDAQ. We got the open here, 15 seconds. All right, there's the open. NQ just shy of prior day high. Prior day high 165. By the way, the relative volume script is live for Traders Think Tank members as posted in the resources tab. Everyone who requested access yesterday, you should have access already. Sellers stepping in here off the open NASDAQ. The bumping into that last week low, 116 area, and the daily pivot is just beneath. So far, last week's low holding as support intraday. NASDAQ just shy of the session high. So NQ just shy of that prior day high. Russell already up and through prior day high, RTY. A little bit of indecision here. NASDAQ coming into session low, back into last week's low. There's your new low of day. Where's our profile? There's our volume point of control down there near 90, near that daily pivot. Staying patient here. Staying patient. There's that last week low right through here. 116. NQ, some low volume already. You hate to see it. Getting back into those session highs right near 151. Main reference point in this area is that prior day high, 165. Pretty choppy open so far. Staying patient. Still cash. Still all cash. All right, there's your new high of day with prior day high being tested. You have a little blip above that prior day high. There you go. Here comes your overnight high. Your overnight high, 171. NASDAQ now into the gap. It's that Monday gap right there. Fresh highs being made. RVol can be used on the seconds. Yeah, no, I tested it on the 30-second. I know it works on the 30-second. You're gonna have a little bit less of a look back. So probably only a 3-day look back on the 30-second. Unconfirmed on the 15. I don't really dip into the 15 on TradingView ever. So not 100% on that one, but theoretically should be good. NQ new highs coming into 18,200. $18,300 is your upside level of interest. Pretty steady push. It's not bad. Not bad, not bad. We're riding. We're riding. Found a very tight entry in there. $300 is our upside level of interest right now. We're in the gap. Should still be in the gap. Yep. Still in the gap right through here. Yeah, we have absolutely no market structure so far, so trim some off if you got the long. Yeah, the idea there, Dom, was for the trap outlined in the notes. Then you just need an entry. Need a decent entry. Got to work with whatever they'll give you once the idea is there. Definitely not my favorite entry, but like I said, just got to work with what you got. Still riding. Probably start to raise that trail a little bit. Just in the middle of Gapistan right now. See if we can get a micro higher or low here. A little structure. Good volume there near the 18,250. See what kind of fibs we're working with. Shallow is down there. What is that? 213. If we get a new high here, you have a nice little micro higher low to drag the trail to. Down into 220, coming into that first shallow fib. Note the exhaustion volume there. Gotta love some relative volume. Gotta love it. $210. What's that? $210. Coming into 200. May get trailed out. May get trailed out of the rest. Was looking for some market structure. I'll trail it beneath 200. There's where we're at currently as far as the executions. And there's the trail. I'm out. Trailed out. Back to cash. Not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. We'll take it. And Q, we're just in no man's land now. Yeah, I may have gotten trailed to the tick there. We'll see. We will see. Nearest reference, actual reference points down there, overnight high, prior day high. As of right now, you just have the fibs to work with. The fibbler. Wow, this morning's flying, huh? We've got data coming up. Looks like we may have some Fed speak ongoing. And we have that first data print of the morning here in about 3.5 minutes. Tape is already a little jittery. Got the pre-data jitters. So far, so far my trail has marked the low on this little pullback here. That's crazy. Wow. What can you do besides laugh? Double down now. That's for the degens. Not me, man. I gotta keep the lights on. I'm not here for entertainment. We gotta keep the lights on, man. So at this point, may as well wait for the data print. So you got YM pulled back almost into that overnight high. ES almost, actually, ES did test that overnight high. Pretty nice right there. S&P. And you got NQ coming back in a session high. So that trail, that pesky trail. Look at that, man. To the tick. NQ new high of day. You cannot make that up. Oh my goodness. So upside target 18,300. There's data. Pretty muted. Regular trading hours gap fill. Oh, you're going with the low of that? Typically go with the close, which is at 430. Well, not a ton to do right now. Yeah, the pullback there into the shallow fib. NQ, new high of day, new highs, post 10 a.m., new highs. As of right now, I just have the one trade. One and done so far. So at this point, just watching to see how this intraday structure continues to develop. Pretty much still in no man's land here. We don't have any nearby levels of interest or reference points. Next level is up into 18,300. Still pretty much in that Gapistan. We did see a pretty nice setup on ES with the retest of the overnight high and the level of interest just beneath. That pullback was arguably much, much better than what we saw in NQ from a location standpoint. I don't know if anyone caught that. It was mentioned kind of late. Oh, it looks pretty good there. Now, NASDAQ, the main idea we talked about ahead of the bell was the trap, right? If buyers can show that push up through the prior day high, then any shorts from yesterday pretty much going to be trapped with the thought process that it would kind of resemble that higher time frame spring. Got the undercut through, oh whoa, got the undercut through this area. Reclaim, right? And we're back into that prior near term range. Back in there. Right back in there. Now, from a near term structure standpoint, like if we just look at, kind of zoom in a bit more, this is still bearish here. So buyers really need to sustain this move, hold above the 18K area, and take out that most recent lower high at 18,600. Because otherwise, if this rolls over, if price were to roll over right here, given, like I said, the past 5 or 6 days, wouldn't be all that surprising. So we'll see how it shakes out. I have no crystal ball. Just like to think about potential scenarios, how they can pan out, and what my game plan will be based on each scenario. Daily is definitely looking better so far. I mean, this day is very, very young. But really what buyers are hoping for here is a higher time frame, higher low. And the ultimate target for this would be up into last week's high, right? Obviously as a multi-day target. So some food for thought. NQ just shy of that 18,300 now. We do have some pockets of pretty low volume. Red and orange on the indicator here is just normal. So How's everyone's morning so far? How we doing? All right, there's your true test of 300. Man, look at that trail. Look at that. I want to hear anyone complain about their trade management today. Oh my goodness. To the tick. To the tick. It's part of the game. Part of the game. Trade management, definitely a bit of an art form, especially when there's no structure to work with. So at this point, looking at that reaction to 300, see if sellers want to show up again here or not. Quick reload. Sorry about that. Little pullback versus that 300. Gotta love levels of interest. Got to love it. Noah grabbed a short. Nice. Little intraday reversal there for Noah. Wife's birthday. Happy birthday to Noah's wifey. So NQ, we can bring that intraday fib back. See if we get another setup here. There's your shallow fib. Benny wants that big retrace. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Volume's quite low, so I've got pretty low expectations currently. Dom, you grab that short as well. Looks pretty clean. It's looking good. Yeah, that's reasonable there. Staying patient right now. I need some sort of level or reference point. So we're still just with the one. Just the one trade. Looking for those A plus setups. Not a trade that can just work. If you find yourself looking at an opportunity thinking, "Oh, this could work," you may not have an A plus trade on your hands right there. Oh man. Yes, it may be time for some upgrades. If that's the playbook, it may be time for some upgrades. My God. Yeah, another pullback there into the shallow fib. Volume remains a concern. Limited audience. And NASDAQ coming right back into the highs. Nicely done with the trails there, guys. NQ retest of 18,300. Level of interest. Let's see if a new high of day is going to be made. Chrissy, you all right, man? It's been a one and done morning so far. Is that going to be it this morning? Those shallow pullbacks at the fib retracement. In a different environment, those can be decent for B quality setups, but in the current environment, personally, not something that I want to set risk against. So now if we jump over to ES on the other hand, you do have this looks really good right here. Challenge with that is prior day high is overhead, but you have enough room to kind of manage it. Plus the level of interest is gonna it's gonna help that one. Then this is actually decent. The prior day high right there as well. Been seeing some pretty good action in ES lately. Another little rollover there versus 18,300. Levels of interest undefeated. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Chrissy. We'll give it maybe 5 more minutes. D-Wall? I haven't even has D-Wall been online this week? He may be on vacation again. Yeah, I didn't see him yesterday either. Back into the shallow fib. Structure is definitely compressing. This 15-minute, pretty much an inside bar. Session volume point of control probably going to shift higher shortly here. Give it a few more minutes, see if we get another setup. I don't love volume right now. Normal to below average. Personally, I like trading in those at least slightly elevated volume environments. Shows good audience. Good market participation. See if this 240 area breaks. So the two scenarios I'd look at be a retest into this area, prior day high, overnight high, 61% fib. See if buyers step in right through there. Or a break above the 300 with a extension that then retests 300. That's what I'm watching for. I think we'll call it right there. Shut down the stream. Keep it going in the traders think tank. It's just been a one and done morning for me. With the unfortunate trail, that's part of the game. Nothing you can do about it. Was looking for 300 on that push. Waited for a little bit of market structure to build out. Waited for that higher low to build out. Just not quite enough, obviously. Not quite enough. So does that mean I'm gonna change my entire system, change my trailing method? Absolutely not. It is what it is. We just move on to the next play. So I hope you guys had a good morning. Couple of decent setups here and there, but volume's starting to taper down a bit. Don't want to overdo it now. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. We'll be in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, we will see you for tomorrow's stream. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.